Okay, welcome back. Made another load of progress in this save as Ebbsfleet. Um, so the last game I showed was the Tranmere, which was a battling 1-1 draw. I was fortunate enough for the next match to be against North Ferriby, who are rooted to the bottom, still 24th. So it's quite a nice game to play after the Tranmere. We struggled, but to be honest, once we got ahead, we were never going to concede. We went on to Chester and got a decent 2-1 victory. I don't remember too much about this game. I think, yeah, they scored first. Sorry, we scored first. They equalised and we struggled. Alabi missed a penalty just before half time. Or was it just after? But I remember thinking that was the chance. But it was, of all players, it's Lewis Norfolk, who he's barely played for us. And it was from a corner. And he bundled it in on 60 minutes. I don't know, for some reason, the replay, oh, it will show it, but you'll see here. Norfolk, there you go. Bundled it in, which was great. He's going to be a player that's probably going to get the hump with me soon. But anyway, I thought I'd show the Macclesfield game because they've actually decided to televise it. So, we get a bit of revenue for it and it'll be a big game. So that's the next one I'm going to do. But anyway, yeah, so where are we? That was Chester. Now, Walsall, you'll see, are in League One and they're doing well in League One. And I came up against them away as I drew them in the cup. And the game was absolutely brilliant to watch. And I mean brilliant to watch and to be involved in. I went with my kind of ultra-defensive, counter-attacking lineup and it worked a treat. Max Hazeldine scored very early on. Will it show the replay? No, of course it won't. For some reason, it doesn't like showing replays at certain points. But anyway, Hazeldine scored early on. They equalised and they went ahead, and I thought, oh, here we go. But it was actually a chap called Jack Powell, one of my kind of budding delights, who got the equaliser. Took it to injury to a replay. So that was good. We went on to Barrow and got a 0-0 draw. Which I was disappointed at, and I shouted at the players for it. I think I gave an aggressive press post-match. Said I expect better. And then we played Walsall. I didn't realise that the replay was so soon, but obviously we took them home. And another brilliant game. We went 1-0 up, and they looked like they were going to run away with it with 2 goals. From what I can remember, they went 4-2 up. There you go, 4-2. When it went to 3-2, which was this Adam Chambers goal, I changed my tactics from the ultra defensive and just went balls out, go for the game, and changed it to 4-4-2. Hazeldine got a last minute consolation goal, if you like. But I couldn't have been happier with them to lose 4-3 in a replay at home. Max Hazeldine, of course, man of the match. The guy's getting better and better. Look at his stats. You've got to remember this guy is in the Vanarama National. I mean, look at his stats. He's absolutely bringing it out. 25 goals in 28 appearances, 10 sub. Absolutely brilliant. So there we go. That's Max Hazeldine and how he's getting on. But yeah, so I was really happy with that Walsall game. We went on to Braintree. It was only 3 days later after the Walsall, and I think I had to make quite a few changes for a team who are sort of mid-table, so we struggled there. We played Kidderminster, got a decent win, and then played York. And the team talk I gave for York was pretty much, I think they beat us last time, and I used the old revenge. We're out for revenge, and it did the trick. Yeah, there you go. They beat us 3-1 earlier in the season. So I used the old revenge tactic or the revenge team talk, and it worked. There. and it did the trick. You know, every game you're looking at, Max Hazeldine is scoring in. Yeah. Don't know why it doesn't show the replays all the time, but anyway. So that's that. So that's York. So I've literally just got out of a game against Woking, and I'm furious. I don't know how we lost that game. I really don't. We started off the first 20 minutes. I started off with a 4-4-2. I don't think I've actually changed my layout there. Yeah, no. This is an annoying game. So I started off with 4-4-2. After about 10 minutes, we'd had 3 shots. They'd had none. I was so confident that we were going to win it. We didn't. Long story short, we didn't. They scored in the first half. And it was just an all-round annoying game, to be honest with you. It was just one of those games that we just didn't look like scoring. I think Hazeldine missed a load of chances. It looks like our whole team got booked. Let's have a look at the stats. Ebbsfleet stats. My ever reliable Max Hazeldine. Look at his stats. Passes, completed, tackles. Shots. There you go. 8 of them. Shot on target 6. No goals. Attacking free kicks 3. Very disappointing match. You know, not good enough. And I told the players so. You know, I don't like losing, but especially not against a Woking team who that's pushed them up the table to 17th. But these are the games that we should be winning. We're at home. I can't understand it. But to add insult to injury, the one thing that came out of that game as well, sorry, I should have said, was Sarpong got injured. Now, not only did he get injured, right? Not only did he get injured, you can see he's another decent player. His leg got broken. So, I'm told by my specialist or by my physio that he was out. It originally said, I think, 9 months, but I sent him to a specialist. I had the option to send him to a specialist for a fee. So he's out for 3 or 4. So his season's over, which obviously is going to mess up his development a little bit. At least I've managed to give him quite a few games. He's played 29 games, but his season's over. So it's very, very disappointing, that game. But we'll go on to the Macclesfield game. It's away from home, so we have to be a little bit cautious here. They're 20th in the league. Probably can't buy a win, but we've got to do it without Sarpong, who's been brilliant for us. So, for the time being, I'm going to swap him with Shields. Well, not even for the time being, for foreseeable. Billy Holmes is going to come in for Norfolk, the saviour. And I'm actually going to play him for the remainder of the season. So how are we doing? We're 3rd in the league, which is good. At the beginning of the season, bearing in mind I just got promoted the last season, never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that I would have got this far in the first season back. It's really tense at the top there, with us all on 57 points. Aldershot, you've got to say, are a little bit the outsiders at the moment, but they've got a game in hand, so that'll be 56. Big game coming up against Macclesfield. And look, we've got to win. Simple as that. So, looking at the remaining games, we've got Whitehawk still to play at 15th. We've got Gateshead at 14th. Dagenham and Redbridge, which are 13th. Southport. These are all, I mean, they were all mid-table teams. Southport 21st. Wrexham and 9th. So they're really the first real challenge. You know, we've got to put a run together, and we start against Macclesfield, televised as it says. and I've got a feeling we've got a really bad run-in or a really difficult run-in. But teams that we need to sort of be fearing, just beaten York, which just goes to show just how good that result was. Aldershot, Morecambe, Wrexham. These teams are the ones that we're going to struggle. Lincoln, Dover, Tranmere, we've got a draw out of. I don't think we've played Mansfield twice either. No, so Mansfield are there, yeah. Mansfield, Dover, Wrexham. Look at that tough run of games. Lincoln, then Aldershot, then Morecambe. You know, that is one hell of a run of games, that. So we need to start pulling away from the others in these. So let's get going. Focusing on attacking movement, obviously, because they're doesn't look like they're worried, or that we're worried about their attacking threat. If they're saying attacking movement, then it says that we should be focusing more on getting goals. Their striker, see if I can be cheeky and get a little scout in before, because they're saying he's an attacking threat. So he looks quick. Got to be careful of that. They're likely to play the 4-1-2-3. I'm going to play the 4-4-2 because it even says that they're most vulnerable to face it. So I've already got the 4-4-2 in. And unless we could pick up another stupid injury, this is going to be my team. So our ever-present keeper, who is about to, if he gets another clean sheet, equal a record of clean sheets, which is 13. Connor York, my new signing, or my newest signing in January, I think, or just before January. I think I signed him because I wasn't happy with that right back slot. Holmes and Taylor, two main centre backs. They're both quick, which is good because they've got, looks like Macclesfield have got a strong forward. And Jack Connors, who always seems to be struggling in training. But anyway, Shaquille Agard, who has been brilliant for us this season, and was an upgrade from Shields. Aidan Austin, another player that's been good. Cassian Thomas, who I just am completely giving games. I think I said in the last video, he's young. He's being tutored by John Paul Kissock, and I just basically said, look, I'm going to give him the games over anyone if I can, because he's kind of the young budding delight. And you can see it's paid off here. This guy could be really class. And actually, I'd like to see, how many assists has he got? Only 2. He's very good at pinging the ball over the top, and his average rating, 7.06, and his form shows that. Let's hope he recovers. He's got 5 days to recover. Jack Powell, I want to get as many games as possible so that he can improve. And I've got Kane Ferdinand on the bench. Sarpong, we know, is injured. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Okay, these players are unhappy with training. They're all players who don't really play or aren't really playing. But anyway, I'm not going to fiddle about with it. It's done well enough for the majority of the season. So York, my new right back, seems to be enjoying his training and improving, which is what we want. See, you get involved with training, you get on with it, you listen to me, and you go far. I'm not going to mess around with individual player traits. I just want the stats to get better. I will worry about the individual player traits in a few seasons' time when I've got players that it's worth teaching these individual traits. because it does have an effect on how much their stats increase. And at the moment, I've got a fairly young team. Okay, so I forgot to mention actually earlier, another thing that I've done is that I've loaned out, because we've got Max Hazeldine who's firing on all cylinders, but I've got a feeling we're going to lose him soon because he's doing so well and he's got that clause in his contract with a non-promotion release clause of 170,000. I've got a feeling that we won't go up this season, and I can see someone coming in with a bid for him and snapping him up. And so Oliver Bennett was my backup choice, but he's just not getting the games. So it's a double-edged coin. I think we need to be giving Hazeldine. I can't afford to be dropping points. I want us to go up. It would be great to do 2 seasons on the bounce. So I've loaned him out to Torquay, who said that they would use him as a key player. He's already got a goal for them in the league by the looks of things. 2 appearances, 1 goal. So hopefully that's really going to help him improve and he'll come back a better player. In the meantime, it's a win-win. He gets games. Means I'm not worried about starting him over Max Hazeldine to give him experience in case Hazeldine goes. And if Hazeldine is off in the summer, then hopefully at least we've got a relatively ready-made player that'll be able to jump in and replace him. So Aldershot, we've got Boreham Wood, so you've got to imagine that'll be an Aldershot win. Barrow and Sutton I'm not overly fussed with, especially because if I recall right, we walloped Sutton, if I remember right. Braintree and Guiseley, again, it's a bit of a mismatch. Kidderminster and Morecambe. Really, we want Kidderminster to do us a favour. See what goes on. So that's handy. 0-0. Boreham Wood beat Aldershot. Well, that's handy. Barrow and Sutton, as I said, I'm not too fussed, but I think we walloped Sutton. And Guiseley and Braintree, some good results there. Some really good results, some handy results. And I guess that 57, 57, 53. Yeah, it's really done us a favour, that. Keep us in the playoff spots. We're not going to catch Tranmere and Mansfield. I think it is going to be between this mini league of Lincoln, Dover, Ebbsfleet and Tranmere. So it's only 1 go up, so yeah. So that's handy. We need to cement that place in there because I can see us having a slight dip in form. I can understand Theo Bailey-Jones. I've got him really under a bit of a false pretense, I think. So I do feel a bit sorry for him. He wants to leave as he feels he'll never get enough first team chances. I agree. You won't be offered a new contract, I can tell you that now. So I'll probably let you 2 leave. Tutoring, a bit again. Is he a lad that I bought? Yeah, last summer. Literally for numbers. Billy Clifford, and I'll tell you what, I'll have Billy Clifford tutor him. Can't see it having any effect. Billy Clifford, you're an arse. You're an absolute arse. Basically, that's why you're not playing at the moment. Because everything I ask you to do is a struggle, Billy Clifford. Basically, you can just rot. I'm just going to put you down into the... In fact, I'm not going to mess about because I don't want you upsetting the dressing room. But I can tell you now, you've played your last game in this shirt. So you're there till 2020. So you've got 2 more years. You're not going to play. So everything I ask you to do is a struggle. I ask you to tutor, it's a struggle. I give the first game you play for me, the team talk is a struggle. You cook your goose, son. And good potential ability changes. So Connor Johnson, all 3 of these are players who I bought over the summer, and they've been sitting in the under 23s. So we do have players that we can rely on. it's nice to see that they're still learning, even though they've had really minimal first team chances. You can see that, so that's good. I'll look to loan them out probably next season. There you go. Cassian Thomas, his current ability is already now amongst the best in Sky League 2. And Kane Ferdinand's form deserves recognition. I don't really remember him doing much that deserves it. Thanks, boss. I'm pleased. Good. Shall I reward him with a start? Because I've got a feeling he's on the bench. Let's reward him with a start. But then again, I know Powell's been in good form as well. And he's improving. Form in last 5 matches. Let's give Ferdinand a start over Powell, because he had a bit of a bad last game. 6 to 7 weeks. Literally the player that had improved dramatically and his potential had shot up and all the rest of it. And he goes and gets injured. Poor lad. I think actually he's got a bad injury record anyway. It says change mentality from control to standard. I'm going to ignore that. Decent tenor expected. Guess it's because 60 fans expected. There you go. Respect to the 60 travelling fans. Maybe one day we'll be big enough to be able to subsidise the travel plans. The only thing that bothers me is that we're playing away. Won't be long till I get my regens either, so I might do a quick little video on what regens I've got. Or I get. Penderville pleased with Hazeldine's progress. I'm not surprised. The guy's an absolute worldie for this level, and I consider myself very lucky. So they're going ultra defensive. That's what the scouts said. That's the formation they said that they would do with the 4-1-2-2-1, if you like. So that is what they said. Yeah, 4-1-2-3 wide. Okay. And who was the player that their scout told me to worry about? Was it this chap? No. Well, I didn't get that report I was after, did I? Thanks for that. No doubt I'll get it after the match. But look, pace and acceleration, he's quick. And his finishing is going to be alright, isn't it? You know, even if it's just halfway through that, it's going to be alright considering Hazeldine's finishing is only 10. Okay. I'm tempted to play a slightly deeper line, play them on the counter. But I think fiddling about with it too much is not going to help us. This is a formation that's worked well for us. If I go to standard mentality, I think the actual defensive line does drop slightly anyway, like that. So maybe, so does the pace of the game. So, here's what we do. They'll have the extra man in midfield. Because he's so quick, I don't want to say mark him. I'm going to say close him down. And he can only use his right. So I'm going to say that we show him onto his weaker foot, which obviously is left. Right. Give them a morale boost, I agree. So I'm going to say go out there, give the fans their money's worth. Go out there and enjoy yourselves. Go out there and enjoy yourselves. Basically, I'm trying to relax them. I've got faith in you. I've got faith in the whole team. Everyone I play, I have faith in. But I am going to start off with a standard approach now that we're in match. Just because the defensive line drops ever so slightly. Oh, for goodness sake. Is that striker I was told to warn about? I said to close him down. This isn't working, is it? Okay. Straight away, let's chase the game. Alibi, Hazeldine, use your blistering pace. Where's his blistering pace? Oh, yeah, here we go. Their keeper has another bloody world class, just like the other game. 6 chances. 8 chances, 6 on target. None scored. Oh, who's that to? Right, chase that, Alibi. Hazeldine, use Hazeldine. Okay, that'll do. Okay, good. He's absolutely blasted that in the net. And it's kind of what's useful about having a target man who's relatively quick. That's why we paid the big bucks for him. Okay, I'm not happy still. So I'm going to tell them, far from pleased from what I just seen. They're all fired up. You know what to do. Go out there and do it. I'll get ready to change the tactics. Go on, ball in. There you go. Yes, get in. That's 2-1. It's a bit early to start making subs, but it's a really good reaction from the players, actually, from my half-time team talk. Holmes. Taylor. Cross. Cassian Thomas. Oh, it's got a deflection. Thank goodness for that. We've got a bit of breathing space now, so that's good. Not that impressed by the start we made, though. It's cause for concern. Oh, what a ball. Okay, it's quite clear we're able to get in behind them. So let's go for the old counter-attack. I'm going to stick Powell on. Thomas is pulling all the strings in here, so I'm going to keep him on. His physical conditions dropped a lot. Powell is going to be in there to break up play, and Ferdinand in behind. We're going to sit back. We're going to catch him on the counter because we keep hitting him anyway. We've got Austin and a guard who are relatively quick. We've got Hazeldine who's blistering in pace, as you can see there. It's going to be a ball over the top and we're going to hit them. Going to do it for 5 minutes or so, and then I'm going to consider resting Thomas for Lewis. Okay. Cassian Thomas off, Lewis on before he injures himself. Shaquille Lagarde is having a good game, so I'm actually going to put Williams on for Austin. And it's more just a bit of rotation, really. You see the game out. Players are going to defend. To give you some insight, this is the deeper line, so that the quick striker can't get in behind. Narrow width. We're not closing down because we want to hold our position. We've got a more direct routine of passing, and we're clearing the ball to the flanks because we've got our attacking midfielders that can pick the ball up. We're hitting an early cross in, passing into space, of course, so that the ball goes hand in hand with the direct passing. But we're being more disciplined because we want to hold our positions. Like I said, we're not closing down. And yeah, we're exploiting the flanks and we're clearing the ball to the flank. That's it, basically. No. See, this is why I replaced my strikers anyway, my wingers anyway, is because they can't beat their man. This is what I mean about getting in behind to finish. He needs to work on his finishing a bit, doesn't he? That's kind of his area. Were there any other games going on today? Winning everything in midfield now with that extra man. Hazeldine getting in behind again. Thank you. Job done. Were there any other games? No, it's just our game. Hold on, looks like they've got a... oh, didn't really see that. Too busy checking if there's other games. Out. Pissing about with it for. There you go, job done. Thank you. We can be pleased, I agree. Great second half, at least. So, well done, lads. It was a good win. Everyone's delighted. Happy faces all round. We stay in third, although everyone's got a game in hand. But it just really just consolidates. We can relax now. Yeah, here you go. Here's the match report that I asked for a week ago. Thanks for that. We said he's quick, he's strong. Do you know what? He's not actually. I might add him to my shortlist because his contract's up at the end of the season, and if Hazeldine does go, he's not a bad player to actually consider, as well as Oliver Bennett. So, Ebbsfleet finds, yeah, Shaquille Lagarde did have a good game. 2 assists in that game. Which is why I left him on and didn't rest him. So, thanks for that. The game's auto-saving, so good time to say thanks.